History is often far more terrifying than fiction. When you think of vampires, you picture caped figures, sharp fangs, and sleeping in coffins. But long before Bram Stoker's imagination took flight, two real figures lived in the dark forests and cold fortresses of Eastern Europe. On one side, the Prince of Wallachia, who brought the Ottoman Empire to its knees by impaling his enemies, Vlad Tepes, also known as Dracula. On the other, the Hungarian countess rumored to have bathed in the blood of over 600 young girls in a quest for eternal youth, Elizabeth Báthory. Today we ask, who was the greater monster? And who truly deserves the title of the real vampire? Born in Transylvania in 1431, Vlad Tepes did not open his eyes to a peaceful world. His father was a member of the Order of the Dragon, a secret society of knights. As a child, Vlad was held hostage in the Ottoman court, where he learned the art of diplomacy and the even darker art of psychological warfare. When he finally reclaimed his throne, the world would come to know him by a terrifying nickname, Vlad the Impaler. Vlad's method was simple: fear. Legend has it that he created a forest of the dead at the entrance to his capital, where 20,000 people were impaled on stakes. His enemies, upon seeing this sight, reportedly turned back without a fight. But was he a vampire? No, he was a warrior. However, stories of his bloody dinner tables and German legends claiming he dipped his bread in the blood of his victims laid the foundation for the vampire image. For Vlad, blood wasn't nourishment. It was an instrument of absolute terror. Nearly 150 years after Vlad, another horror was blooming in the peaks of Hungary. Elizabeth Báthory belonged to one of the most powerful families in Europe. She was highly intelligent, multilingual, and strikingly beautiful. But that beauty became her obsession. According to legend, after realizing she was aging, Elizabeth struck a servant, and when the girl's blood touched her skin, she believed it made her look younger. In that moment, history's most prolific female serial killer was born. In the dungeons of Cactus Castle, it is claimed that hundreds of victims, ranging from peasant girls to the daughters of lower nobility, were tortured, their blood collected in golden chalices. She didn't bite her victims, but she was accused of draining their life force to preserve her own. Was this not the purest, most twisted form of vampirism? The difference between these two monsters lay in their intentions. Vlad Dracula's brutality was political. He chose to be a monster to protect his country, to eliminate crime, and to maintain order. In the eyes of his people, he was a hero. In the eyes of his enemies, he was the devil himself. Elizabeth Báthory's motivation, however, was entirely personal. She wasn't defending a kingdom or fighting a war. Her violence was fueled by narcissism, sadism, and a desperate hunger for immortality. Vlad's victims were warriors and spies. Elizabeth's victims were innocent young girls who trusted her. On one side, we have strategic terror. On the other, pure psychopathy. When Bram Stoker wrote Dracula in 1897, he took Vlad's name, but he infused the character with Elizabeth's aristocratic coldness and her insatiable obsession with blood. The modern vampire is actually a horrific hybrid of these two names. It inherited Vlad's nobility and castle, and Elizabeth's thirst for the blood of others. Historians today debate whether Elizabeth truly killed 600 people. Some argue it was a political conspiracy to seize her vast wealth, but Vlad's stakes were undeniably real. Still, the question of who was more of a vampire depends on how you define the word. If a vampire is a ruler who cloaks himself in darkness to protect his people, then it is undoubtedly Vlad Dracula. But if a vampire is a creature who drains the lives of others for youth, bathing in blood behind closed doors. That title belongs to Elizabeth Báthory. These two dark icons of history will never be forgotten. One wrote his name in history with the blood of his enemies. The other sought her own youth in the blood of the innocent. So we ask you, who was the real vampire? Vlad, who killed for power, or Elizabeth, who spilled blood for beauty? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. To support more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Until next time, stay curious and watch the shadows.